AFTV, you know what? I got my man here, right?
Robbie. Hello, mate.
He came all the way from Australia from the game, 21-hour flight. He kept saying to me before the game, I haven't come 21 hours, right, on a flight to see all the way from Melbourne.
Yeah. Melbourne.
To come and see Arsenal get beat.
Exactly.
And I'm happy for you, man.
Yes, thank you.
Because it was a big win and a big performance. What did you make of it?
Absolutely fantastic. Yeah, 3-0. They barely laid a shot on us, Nottingham. I thought we were spectacular. I thought it seemed as though when we're up in the stands, I thought it was going to be one of those games where we should be 2 or 3-0 up at half time. We're probably going to let them get one chance and one goal. And I thought, please just don't let it be one of those games where we have to hear Mikel Arteta in the press conference say, we should have killed the game at half time. The game's one in the boxes, but we came out after half time and want to commend Thomas Partey for his performance in the second half. I thought he was immense. He was absolutely spectacular. And Bukayo Saka, I don't know where these arguments are coming from about him not being world class and about him not being up to this.
There was Ty spoke about it earlier with Paul Parker, ex-Man United player, during the week, more or less saying, what's all this stuff about Saka? He ain't all that. And I was like, well, I don't know if he's been hit on the head or something.
Well, he's barely missed a game for the last 2.5 seasons. He continues to perform on the big stage week in and week out. And the goal he scored today, do you know how difficult that is?
Yeah.
He's running away from goal, angle against him, and goes the other side of the keeper as well. Incredible performance from him. And I do like what Mikel Merino offered today.
Yeah.
I know there were a few moments, and I think it might have just been, I don't want to sound like Ty, but the conditions to a certain point, there are a few, like Bukayo Saka had a moment where he missed the ball, and it's just conducive of those conditions. But I thought we were dominant today. And people are going to be asking, can we win the league now? Are we going to go on a run? We don't know what this game means.
Yeah.
In the complexity of the season, we don't know what this game means. When match week number 38 hits, that's when we'll have an idea. But we were brilliant. We had to get the win today. And you were saying on the pre-game show that the squad was when the starting 11 got announced, we were all shocked to see Jorginho. But Mikel gets it right again. Yeah. He gets it right again.
Can we go all the way?
Of course we can. Yeah, we've shown in the last 2 seasons.
You've seen that result that we just seen there. Crazy result. Man City, 3 defeats in a row. People were saying to me, Turkish, a few games ago, right? Yeah, are we going to catch City? Well, we are 2 points behind them now. That's the crazy thing about this Premier League.
I will say one thing, and you and I, Robbie, we're akin to understanding how the media cycle works and how headlines work. I've got a question for you. Manchester City are on a run of outs at the moment. If Pep Guardiola became available, would you?
Take him. Yes. Listen, he's still an unbelievable manager. But
that's not my. I don't have a personal opinion on it. That's just the question.
But you know, the funny thing of what I'm realising with this, right, is that we saw it today. Martin Odegaard's back, and we saw it against Chelsea. What a difference it's making to Arsenal. It's like that was Arsenal last season 100%. Playing there today. 100%. City are missing Rodri, their key player, the same sort of Odegaard type player. He makes that team tick. Without him, they're not the same team. And I think other teams are realising it now, and they're having a go at them. And also, they've been missing a couple of players in defence. And what it does show you is that when you've got a few injuries to some key players, whether you be Arsenal or Man City, you're in trouble, because everybody's always talking about how great their squad is. Their squad's looking very weak at the moment. So, yeah, it's very interesting.
Well, every team has a threshold, irrespective of who you are and where you've been. And I know Liverpool had a moment at the start of last season where they dealt with it quite well, but they're probably the exception to the rule, I would say.
Although, when I think about it, Tottenham today had no Van der Ven, no Romero. They were missing loads of players.
Exactly. So look, the start of the season for us, it's not an excuse. They're not excuses, but everything for us, I think, at the start of the season has been circumstantial. And look, I'm as harsh on them as anybody. And people say, you're too optimistic and we can't win the league. And one thing I think we've learned over the last few seasons is when we declare it and we think we've won the league, we don't. The same can be said for the opposite as well. So, like I said, we don't know what this win means in the complexity of the season. Now we have to move on to Sporting, get a couple of bodies back in, get our form back in, everybody get around them, and let's go on this mad run that we need to win the league. Leagues are tough to win. We have to go on a mad run, and I hope we can do it, and I think we can, absolutely.